Sometimes there are movies that are just destined to live in purgatory, and that is the tale of The New Mutants, a 20th Century Fox production that went down in flames when 20th Century Fox was sold to Disney. What should Disney do now with The New Mutants? I mean, the damn thing's been filmed forever. It's been filmed and refilmed. Let's check on the status of this movie that I'm not even sure really exists anymore. Let's see! So, taking a look right here at the RottenTomatoes.com, the world's greatest site for reviews, the most partial site for reviews, it shows here that New Mutants, let me zoom in for you here, zoom. New Mutants was supposed to come out on April 3rd of 2020. And obviously that didn't happen. Why didn't that happen? Well, because of everything that's going on in the world. Well, New Mutants is now postponed again. Now, recently, according to MovieWeb, there was a leak. Right? Recently, X-Men fans were excited to discover that The New Mutants is available on Amazon for pre-order. While it appeared that Disney, which now owns the film, had finally decided to go for a fully digital release for the movie, The Hollywood Reporter now reports that the Amazon listing was a mistake made by the site's system, and that the studio still intends to release the film in theaters when it can. This movie has gone through so much insanity. They just need to take it and just throw it out there. Just throw it out there on Disney Plus. Forget about the theatrical release. No one's going to watch the damn thing anyway. Let's be real. This movie has no excitement to it. Now, this cast is... what has... This gentleman right here, he's from Stranger Things. Of course, this is Arya, right? And Arya doesn't even look like this anymore. She's much older. It's so crazy because... these people are so far away, so far removed from this movie. They literally filmed this movie before they filmed Deadpool 2. That was 2 years ago. And this movie has still not come out. Now, this movie was originally filmed, then I believe it didn't do that well in testing. There were some things that were refilmed on the movie, which is pretty standard nowadays when it comes to Hollywood big budget motion pictures. Then in that process, you had Dark Phoenix and New Mutants both in limbo when 20th Century Fox decided to sell to Disney. Disney didn't know what to do with them because those two movies didn't really fit into their Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're tonally so different than the other ones that they thought to themselves, what the hell are we going to do? Now, X-Men, they released it because the X-Men had a built-in audience and they thought that Dark Phoenix could do better than it did. And it did not do well at all. But New Mutants didn't have that built-in audience, so New Mutants kind of just sat in limbo. And so, if you don't know what New Mutants is about, it's about this younger group of mutants. It was directed by Josh Boone, with Macy Williams and Anna Taylor-Joy among the lead roles. It's a group of young adults with extraordinary powers. It's the X-Men, right? The X-Men when they were younger. Besides Wolverine, who was always 100, who are kept at a facility that claims to be helping them control their abilities. So it's kind of what we saw in Logan with these young kids who are kept inside of this, I believe it's a government facility, And what happens is, obviously, they freak out and break out, I guess. But, I mean, this movie has had problem after problem after problem. Let's read this right here. The release of this movie, even before the lockdown, was plagued by problems, getting delayed again and again as rumors of the studio's unhappiness with the final cut of the movie and subsequent reshoots on an extensive scale made the rounds of the internet. They reshot this to the point where the actors looked so different from when they were, because remember, they were dealing with teenagers at the time, and teenagers, their appearances change much quicker than adults, right? We stopped growing after a while. These kids were growing. They were filming so much that the actors didn't even look the same anymore. They got taller, they got fuller, and they and 20th Century Fox didn't know what to do with this movie. It was so crazy. At first, New Mutants was supposed to be some sort of like horror filmish sort of thing that was going on with these and with the kids that just happen to have powers, but it was going to be more in the vein of like a horror movie. And then it was like, well, no, let's tone this down a little bit because we want to make it more of an action adventure. And it was just so. And in the studio just didn't like that. They didn't want to make, a Friday the 13th mutant movie. They wanted to make a something that they felt would sell. And in doing so, what they did was they shot themselves in the foot. They ended up having to reshoot. And now it's at the point now where what sense does it make to release this? It makes no sense to release this movie now in theaters. No one's excited about this movie anymore. The actors have already moved past this movie. There's nothing going for this movie. Now, the New Mutants was test screened by Deadpool co-creator, and he says his friends loved it. Check this out. New Mutants was shot before Deadpool 2. Next week is 2 years since Deadpool 2 came out. New Mutants was shot before, and I don't know what the hell happened, dude. Now it's on Amazon pre-order. Just give it to us. Here's the truth. My friends saw the test screening, and I couldn't attend that day. I would have been able to sneak in. They loved it. Here's what I know. All my friends who saw New Mutants in December of 2017 loved it. They loved it. Can you believe what I just read? All my friends who saw New Mutants in December of 2017 loved it. They loved it. December of 2017. We are now in May of 2020. And we do not know when the fuck this movie's coming out. Okay, I'm going to plead right now to Disney. Give it up. It's not a theater release. Do what you did with Lady and the Tramp. Release it on Disney Plus. Let as many people who have Disney Plus watch it. And just, that's it. It's over. The movie's not going to make any money anyway if it's released in theaters. I'll tell you that right now. There is absolutely zero excitement for this movie. To see this movie in the movie theater. This is not like some classic film lost in time. And now we're going to get to see it for the first time in a long time. This is a movie that no one really cared about when Fox had it. Fox was trying to make a franchise, I guess. I don't know what the hell they were trying to do with these New Mutants. And right now, just give up. Give up. Listen, this guy says the people loved it. Put it on Disney Plus. Let us all just see it and give it up. Give up the ghost, my friends. This is not a theater movie. Not anymore. It wasn't a theater movie back in 2017. It's not a theater movie now. That's why Fox did what they did and they shelved it all the way back then. They knew it wasn't. Just let it go. Right now. Now, I mean, you really have to think about this. I wonder what the actual reaction was when people saw this on, pre-release on Amazon. If people were like, oh my God, this was so great. I can't wait. Oh, I'm so happy. New Mutants. Or if they were like, oh shit, that movie still hasn't been released yet. Or if they went, what the hell is New Mutants? I think that's probably the biggest reaction. I want to read you this last quote. They were describing it to me. This is Rob Lakefield again. They said a couple of special effects weren't done. Are you fucking kidding me? A couple of special effects weren't done? How? This was filmed before Deadpool 2. And the couple of special effects. Nobody wants this movie. Nobody wants this movie. It's ridiculous. Then it got taken off the schedule. And then Disney happened. But I hear it's great. Here's the deal. Do you really want to go back and sit in the theater? I'm a giant movie nerd and it's going to be a long time. I do not miss it. I'm not going to a theater where you can sneeze on me. I think we've all gotten a little agoraphobic. I don't know what's wrong with me in reading. So, this right here, he's pretty much talking about just this whole idea of going back to the movies and stuff. And I think there is going to be a long time where people are not going to be super enthused about sitting in a crowded movie theater to watch films. There's been a case for just this idea of transitioning to the home theater environment for a really, really long time, especially once streaming services came out. Could they change the model? And now when we're seeing things like HBO Max, Disney Plus, Netflix, Amazon Prime, everybody and their mother is now getting their own streaming service where they can push out this content on there and charge $6.99, $9.99, $14.99 a month and are guaranteed a revenue stream. You know, they're not worried whether or not a movie is going to, just be a low-key sleeper. Or a classic that bombs at the box office. Because they're pumping it out there. New Mutants is the perfect movie for a streaming-only release. Because it is so terribly, its history is so terrible. It needs to just be released out into the world. And New Mutants has absolutely no fanfare. It will not earn audiences at the theater. Not with that fear that many people are justified or unjustified are going to have going back to the theater. There is a fear, genuine fear there. And a movie like New Mutants is not going to bring people into the theater. You're not going to risk your life to watch Maisie Williams from 4 or 5 years ago. You're not going to risk your life for characters that you don't know yet. And it would be completely different if this was Avengers Endgame. And you have to release that in theaters, right? I mean, that's where you're going to make so much money, is releasing that in theaters. But New Mutants, you're just not going to do it. They need to give up the ghost, and put New Mutants on a streaming service and just get this fiasco over with. New Mutants should be completely off the schedule, especially the fact that they're pushing so many other releases back due to this pandemic, excuse me. So just give it up. Give it up, Disney. Just put it on Disney Plus and get it over with. So if you guys agree with me, please leave it down in the comment section below. If you don't agree with me, also leave it down in the comment section below. And if you can explain to me why the hell would anybody even want to risk their life to go and see the New Mutants, put that down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the other side. Bye.